With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Togo... that's all, folks. All right, that's show. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. There are some kick-ass fucking T-shirts in there. I'm going to tell you right now... I'm a little wound up. I've had to sit for like the last week and a half due to personal goddamn real life issues. And I've been sitting back and watching the news and watching the bullshit that has been going on. And it just, our country is a joke. And it's not Trump. Indirectly it's Trump. Because he had the goal to run for president. He had the goal to ruin Hillary Clinton's little dream. He had the goal to interfere with the Democrats. So all they're doing now is interfering, obstructing. And you want to talk about obstructing justice? The Democrat Party, that's all they've done for over 8 years now. Think about it. I mean, they're still obstructing justice. Justice of the American people. And when I say that, I mean, how about the fact that they're trying to have open borders? They try to protect illegal aliens. They're trying to protect terrorism. Obama never held any of his people to a higher standard. He held them to no standard. And now the leftist media and Trump haters have become like a car alarm of the 90s. I know, you're going, what the hell does that have to do? Car alarms of the 90s. Well, if you remember, they went off loudly and often. If you farted, they went off. If a mouse coughed, they went off. And very quickly, nobody even cared that the car alarms were going off anymore. And most of the people that I've talked to don't believe mainstream media. They find it too convenient. All this bullshit is coming up. They find the hypocrisy in the left where they blocked, parried, ignored everything under Trump. Under Obama. And all of a sudden they try to blame Trump for everything. So the newest, there's two new ones. It was like one of them didn't take off, so we're going to hit you with another one. There's a new one of Comey has a memo. Now, we'll get more into it later with articles, but Comey has a memo that he wrote after he sat down and talked to Trump. And this is what he says happened. And what's funny is in the, New York Times article, they didn't even speak to Comey. They talked to an anonymous source that knows Comey. They didn't see the memo. The person read the memo over the phone to him. If that doesn't smell rotten, I don't know what will. I cannot believe people are actually believing this. And their blind hatred for Trump is causing them to go down a very dangerous path. They have no evidence, nothing. Okay, number one, if Trump actually said this to Comey, and it happened back in February, we're now in May. You're talking February, March, April, May. 3 months. He waited 3 months, and after he was fired, to come say something. 3 months, and after he was fired, before he would say something. That tells you the credibility of that statement right there. It is a fired employee throwing a hissy fit. It is the left trying to come up with anything and everything. It seems that it's one of two things. Either A, this is totally made up bullshit story from the New York Times, which very well could be. Same with the Washington Post. Donald Trump said something, gave top secret information to Russia. An anonymous source has told us. And then you also read into it, it's an ex-official. So if they're an ex-official, how did they know what the fuck went on a week ago? You have multiple sources that were there that day that came out immediately. Whoa, none of this even happened. But why this Comey story is popping up is it's totally made up bullshit story from New York Times. And the reason being that the Washington Post.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You discover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge. From worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Article failed on their attempt to distract. It also helps to distract off of the story, the Seth story, the DNCer who was murdered. And now it comes out the FBI was sitting on email files that he was the leaker. And WikiLeaks said over a year ago, if you actually pay attention to what WikiLeaks said, he came out. Julian Assange came out and said, this is an insider in the DNC that is not happy with what's going on in the DNC. I reported on it over a year ago. That it was an insider who was not happy with what they were seeing on the inside of the DNC. So, they felt they had no other recourse. So, they have to distract. The media has to distract off that story because that would blow their Russia theory, which, again, there's no goddamn proof. Feinstein, even Schumer, even Maxine Waters, they all admitted there's no evidence. No evidence of any collusion. But we have to keep looking. Now, I seem to remember there was evidence with Hillary Clinton. And that didn't go anywhere. We didn't get a special prosecutor on that, and 4 people died. And that's what a lot of this is how the Republicans went after Hillary Clinton, how they stopped Obama's treacherous agenda. So that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to stop Trump because he was gaining steam there. He was getting good. It was going good. Talking about tax reform. Came up with a good tax reform. Was working on repealing Obamacare. And lo and behold, poof, a nuclear bomb goes off. That's what this is all about. He did nothing wrong. The Washington Post article admitted right in the article that Trump did not break the law, even if he did expose classified information to Russia. He gets to declassify any bit of information he wants, just as Obama has done in the past. I don't want to hear about classified information when you had Hillary Clinton emailing to people without clearance top secret information. You had Biden out there going, well, this guy right here, yep, this guy right there, hey, stand up, take a bow. Yeah, he's the one with the nuclear football, and he has the codes to launch everything. To Democrats, that's okay. I mean, Jesus Christ, while I was gone, CNN did a 2-hour special on Donald Trump had 2 scoops of ice cream, while his guest only had 1 scoop. That is elitism. And when I first saw that, I thought it was a parody. I thought it was a joke. And I wasn't in the mood, really, to do a lot of stuff during this little hiatus. My mind was elsewhere. And lo and behold, it was true, and I'm going, oh my God. The Democrats have absolutely lost their minds. And these goddamn weak-ass Republicans, they do it all the time. They run away. Oh, my God, Trump's in trouble. Run away, run away, run away. And then, everything's fine. Oh, how you doing, Trump? What a bunch of fucking pussies. Oh, my God. It's... Oh, my God. There is a former Ohio congressman, a Democrat, who's calling bullshit on the Washington Post story. That's too funny. And these leaks, I mean, if they're real, if someone's calling up, have the fucking balls to print your name. Have the balls. Stand up, be a man. Be proud of what you're doing. Because that's the other thing. Yeah, I'm getting sick of these anonymous source. Well, an anonymous source told me that they have a memo written by Comey that they talked to Chuck Schumer, and he likes to wear little girls' clothing while he gets spanked with a big, oversized baby bottle. It's not true at all. But I guess it's got to be true because I said an anonymous source said they saw a memo. And the people that are believing it, I'm like, oh my God. And the trolls. I went on Twitter last night for the fun of it. I was laying there. Grabbed my phone. It's like, oh my God, these are too easy. Oh. Gave top secret information. Yeah, CNN did a whole article a month ago on the information Trump gave to Russia. And there was conversations. There was no top secret information exchanged. He said, yes, there was conversations. We talked about ISIS. We talked about things that are going on. Hey, guess what, assholes? Even I knew that ISIS was plotting to use laptops to blow up planes. Trump didn't tell me that. The news told me that. That is nothing new. I love it. They thought they had their aha moment. They were like, we got Trump on this. We got him. They keep doing it. We got him. He looked like a monkey fucking a football.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, what the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
I'm saying what's going on right now is you have a bunch of car alarms that keep going off and off. And nobody's getting up to check them anymore. Because everybody's ignoring them. They've cried wolf enough. And the left is being stupid. They were already told to shut up about the impeachment talk. They're back at it again. Yeah, they're back at it again. What this is they feel they're justified because this is how Obama, well, there's technically no, I don't know, things been, well, let's put it this way. Democrats are now running on, we want to take over the House in 2018 so that we can impeach Trump. That's their whole campaign right now. It's, oh my God. I'm amazed at how desperate the left is. It's not even funny anymore. They keep, the Republican Party is worse than ISIS. No, right now the Democrat Party is worse than ISIS. They are causing violence, actual violence in this country. They are attacking our churches, our government, our very way of life the Democrat Party is attacking. And someone posted, we got to fight back. Oh, you're declaring violence. Oh, how dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of the left. I really am. And it's not partisan. The left has pushed me away from ever thinking about them in a positive light. Oh my God, I got called a racist last night when we weren't even talking race. I said to someone that they were attacking someone to silence them. That's all. You're a racist. How am I racist? Well, if you are so offended, you got to be a racist. No, you're a fucking moron is what it is. You're losing arguments, so you're going to start throwing around false accusations, thinking I'm going to chase that false accusation. And I have it right on my profile on Twitter. Big letters. If you call me racist, I know you're losing the argument. It does not faze me. I'm not a racist. So you calling me racist is not going to send me any which way. If anything, it's going to make me cheer because I know you're losing the argument that you have to go there. And the left are losing right now. More and more people I talk to, they see what's going on. They see that the Democrats keep going down that rabbit hole. I know I keep talking about that rabbit hole, but they keep going down it. They're destroying their own party, is what they're doing. They've gone to this extremism. Well, the Tea Party did this. No, the Tea Party didn't do it like this. No. They're nut jobs, is what they are. I just don't know why. You're destroying your own party. These people aren't that stupid. They really aren't. They're not that stupid. Do they actually think the people are falling for this? I know the people aren't falling for it. You got a small group, yes, that's backing you. But that's about it, people. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. Oh, and I want to congratulate Dan. He is back. HP Pundit is back. Let's see something. I know, I'm never prepared, am I? High Plains Pundit Talk Radio is back with hptalkradio.com. And we will be right back after this brief message.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. It's absolutely... It's a joke anymore what I see out there. Hang on. I'm looking at a news story. There's a election coming up in Montana for open Senate spot. And, some of these people, it's amazing. It's amazing. So a Canadian man's license plate, I guess they're trying to take away. He's got a special license plate, and it's his last name. And his last name is Grab Her. Grab Her. And people are offended about his last name. It was after 25 years of being in use. He had this license plate for 25 years. It was revoked for offensiveness. Oh my God. Friggin' snowflakes. His sons use a similar plate in Alberta. He's in Nova Scotia. And they have no problems. But he got his plate revoked because it says grab her. That's all. It's his last name. Oh. It's getting bad, I'm telling you. The left, it's just like, okay, what are we offended by today? It's amazing. It's amazing. And I'd said there was two things about this memo. I only got to A. B. This is nothing more than revenge for being fired. That's all. New York Times is overselling the Comey revenge story. New York Times reported Tuesday evening that President Donald Trump had a private conversation with former FBI Director James Comey, in which the president allegedly expressed his hope that Comey would let go of the investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Flynn had reportedly resigned the day before. It turns out that Comey's documented the conversations and memorandums, part of a paper trail he reportedly created to release later to tell his side of the story in the event things went awry, which, as the world now knows, it did. Of course, the White House rejected Comey's version of the conversation which took place in the Oval Office. The Times identifies its source as one of Mr. Comey's associates, who do not provide a copy of the memo, but read it aloud on the telephone. Do not provide a copy of the memo. So now they're trying to get a copy of it. Yeah, it might take them a little bit because they got to type it out. In court, that would be thrown out. It's hearsay. It's Comey writing what someone said to him. There's no proof the person actually said it. There is zero proof. If they come out with proof, all right, we'll talk. I don't see it as obstruction. Maybe it wasn't smart for him to talk and say, hey, why don't you just ease up and, just don't go after him. To me, that's not obstruction. And there was no quid pro quo. It wasn't like, hey, you let him go, you can keep your job. Hey, you let it go, I'll pay you $1 million. There was none of that. Even by what they said, it was just, hey, come on. That's not obstructing justice. That's called a conversation, if it even happened. A piece of paper is not going to be proof that that conversation happened. Because as I said, I was called by an anonymous source who personally knows Comey and said that he saw a memo that Comey wrote that Chuck Schumer says that he likes to dress up as a little girl and get spanked by monkeys. What the fuck? I guess I am now a journalist for Washington Post and New York Times because I can make shit up. And people, I know I'm repeating, but oh my God, people actually believe in this. They're actually believing in this bullcrap. Prove it. It just boggles my mind. I mean, the Drudge report calls the story Comey's revenge, and I just got totally tongue-tied from the stupidity of what is going on in this country. And I'm saying, I just, holy shit! And it's not getting better, and it won't get better. You have ESPN who's circling the friggin' drain. Their company is going down the toilet because they started spewing left-wing liberal crap on a sports channel. Everybody's told them it's because of your political bullshit. And all of a sudden, oh, that's not it. Nope. We reject that, and we're going to go deeper. We're going to keep going with it, and we're going to go deeper. These people are fucking idiots. And then they tell me a college education is a good thing. The people doing all this shit are college educated. Well, I got an education. It's common sense. It's street smart. And it taught me how to sniff out bullshit like this. The article goes on and says, but this dagger is a rather dull blade. It lacks any apparent quid pro quo, a sense that Trump was offering something to Comey in exchange for dropping the investigation. Trump had already suggested in January that he would keep Comey on in his job as FBI director. The conversation in the memorandum happened in February. Moreover, the Times seems to oversell the story, interpreting the word hope as a request, assuming for the sake of argument that Comey's memo is accurate. What Trump says, I hope you can let this go. I hope you could see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go. He is a good guy. I hope you can let this go, is never actually framed as a request at all. Yet the Times calls it a request in an effort to interfere in the investigation. That is a rather liberal, pun intended, spin on Trump's word. Democrats predictably are pouncing on the story, but so far it's just the latest hysterical episode in their effort to deny the legitimacy of the November election. If this is the best that Comey's paper trail can produce, his revenge may backfire, at least in political terms. It's a joke, is what it is. Ed. Fox is reporting, we can't find any Republicans that will come out and defend Trump. And what's even worse is for Comey sat in front of several congressional committees, and he never once spoke up about them, where he should have pointed out his concerns. And let me see, I think I got Representative King, and he sits on the Intel Committee.
Real questions here. First of all, if Director Comey in any way thought that he was being intimidated or the president was trying to interfere with an investigation, I believe that Director Comey had an obligation to report it to the Justice Department, to tell those around him, because that could be considered a crime. And as director of the FBI, he had an obligation to make that known. As far as I know, he didn't. In fact, when the deputy director, Andy McCabe, was testifying last week, he said there's been no interference and no obstruction of the investigation whatsoever. Also, Director Comey comes before the House Intelligence Committee and the Senate Intelligence Committee. He had an obligation, I believe, to tell those committees because he was briefing us on the status of the investigation. And I'm not aware of Director Comey ever saying to anyone in the Congress, and I think Senator Burke concurred in this, about any interference in the investigation. Secondly, I don't know what investigation they're talking about. There's the Russian investigation, which the FBI was conducting, but also there was an investigation, I believe, this is even from press accounts, of what General Flynn told the Russian ambassador, and then what he told the FBI agents later. Now, that could have been the investigation they were talking about. You do know from press accounts that there was ambiguity about the conversations. So, again, I don't know what President Trump said to Director Comey. I'm just saying that if this was as serious as is now being made out to be, why has Director Comey been so silent for the last 2 months?
Well, and you know there are those who are speculating that because of Comey's firing and other statements the president has made, that there is some friction between him and the intelligence community, and this may be some sort of payback. I want to read a little bit from a David Ignatius piece in the Washington Post today. He says, he doesn't seem sure whether the intelligence community is his friend or his enemy. The presidential love-hate relationship with intelligence needs to change. It demeans the government, and just as important, it's self-destructive. Intelligence relationships are built on trust, so are successful presidencies. I find it interesting that the New York Times also reported that one of the first things that Comey and the president talked about in this meeting, according to that memo, was the president's worry about these leaks, why they weren't being stopped and investigated. It seems like every day there is a new leak. What does the president do?
This is a real national security issue, and apart whether you support President Trump or not, this goes to the office of the presidency. To have people leaking out confidential conversations between the president and heads of state, between foreign ministers of foreign countries, about also leaking out classified information, talking about alleged wiretap information. All this has been coming out over the last several months, and going back to December, when suddenly it appeared on the front page of the Washington Post, the intelligence community's analysis of the election, when Congress was being told something differently as to who Russia favored in the election. So listen, I think 99% of the intelligence community are outstanding patriotic Americans, but I do think there are people in the intelligence community, and also I would say probably holdovers from the Obama administration who are still in the White House, who are working against this president. It's absolutely disgraceful and dangerous. Forgetting Donald Trump, I wouldn't care if it was Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders in the White House. You cannot be having these type of leaks against the president of the United States.
It's ridiculous. They're not even going proper channels. So they're not even whistleblowers at this time. It's amazing. Oh, I don't know. Oop. Oh, well, what I do know is you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays 2 ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. I'll tell you, I don't know where it's queued up at, but this is kind of how I feel. It's sitting back like I did, it kind of pissed me off, but I had to do what I had to do. But between my health and the goddamn real life lately, it's been taking my toll on the show. So I want to thank everybody, but, you know, alright, that may have been a little corny, but hey, it was in my head. And anybody that's listening to the show knows weird things pop in my head all the time, and I always say I don't hide from it. So Rubio is talking, and he was on the Fox and Friends. Let's see what this traitor had to say. Even if he agrees with Trump or whatever, I'm not a fan of Rubio. I'm not. God damn it. I'm really hating this goddamn mixer again. I'm fighting with it again. All right, here's Rubio. Rubio talking about the Comey reports, and we need facts before conclusions.
So it's great to have Senator Marco Rubio on with us, especially on a day like this, and knowing that he's a member of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. And Senator, you were telling us in the break that you did have a chance to talk to the White House. First off, on the Russia and what was said or not said to the foreign minister and the ambassador. Were they given? Did the president inadvertently give away top secret intelligence? What do you think? Where do we stand with that?
Well, first of all, I think these are important matters, whether it's this or the Comey news. And so before anybody rushes to judgment, we're not going to base our opinion solely on a news article. I'm not saying the news articles are wrong. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm saying that they raise an allegation. We have an obligation to look into them. But before we form opinions and advocate for action, we need to know what the facts are. So I didn't just speak to the White House. I spoke to one of the people that was in that meeting, and they vehemently and repeatedly denied that the president said or did anything that would have compromised U.S. intelligence, its sources, its methods, or our intelligence relationships around the world. There is no transcripts of the meeting, apparently. There are notes, and I would imagine that at some point here fairly soon, the White House should make those notes available to the appropriate committee.
Yeah, Senator Chaffetz sent out that letter saying we want to see this memo or these notes if they exist.
Well, I think Congressman Chaffetz is asking for the memos by former Director Comey, and that's a separate topic that arose yesterday. And look, that's a serious matter. Again, we need to know the facts. And so I'm not telling you that the news articles are wrong. I'm telling you that if you're going to deal with something of this magnitude, shouldn't we at least have facts before us before we establish firm positions about what we're going to do next?
And before we go to the second topic, somebody did take notes. Russian President Vladimir Putin says his country is willing to give the U.S. records of President Trump's talks with the foreign minister and ambassador. He calls the controversy over intelligence schizophrenia. So I don't know if he took notes or if they taped it, but what's your reaction to Putin's statement?
Well, I wouldn't put much credibility into whatever Putin's notes are, and if it comes in an email, I wouldn't click on the attachment. That's for sure. That would be bad. And then on the going back to the director issue, look, it's inevitable now and inescapable. I thought he was going to have to do this anyway, but given what we read yesterday in the newspaper, Director Comey or former Director Comey will have to testify before Congress. I imagine it would be before the Judiciary Committee, and he's going to have to turn over these notes and anything else that he kept, and we'll go from there. But I don't know, unless you were there, no one knows entirely what happened. Yeah. So we need to establish facts before we jump to conclusions. And whatever the facts are, I'm going to always do what's right for the United States of America.
But even with notes aren't facts.
We're not just going to make our opinion based on news reports, because even the news reports written by reporters are not first-hand accounts. They are the details given to them by sources. And sources come in all shapes and sizes on both sides of the debate. And sources try to spin reporters. And I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm just saying you cannot base it simply on that. Again, I am not denigrating the free media. I think the free media is important. They do a great service for our country when they report things. But our job is to arrive at the facts before we can reach conclusions, not to mention advocate for action.
I understand what Rubio's saying. I do. And I agree on facts. But even those memos are not facts. I can write down whatever the hell I want and put anybody's name on it. And that's supposed to be a fact? No, that's called hearsay. And I'm not even a lawyer, and I know that's called hearsay. Oh, my God. The left is just... And they're like in attack mode right now. Last Man Standing got canceled. It's second best ratings for ABC, and they canceled their show. And they're coming up with every bullshit answer. I don't know. Now, this man I'm going to play I'm on Fox's page, so I'm jumping around looking. And this guy is just the best.
Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Among the many lessons those of us watching at home have learned this week, probably not a good idea to humiliate your FBI director on his way out. He will get you in the end, as indeed James Comey just has, leaking the contents of a memo he wrote back in February that alleged President Trump encouraged him to drop the investigation into former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn. In other words, to obstruct justice. The White House says this did not happen. It's the biggest story in the world right now. There's one problem with it, though. The FBI, the FBI director did not notify the Justice Department about this. So if it was an attempt to obstruct justice, what do we have? Watch this, a clip from earlier today on another network as someone tries to raise that question. Watch.
Reports, two former officials knowledgeable of the situation confirmed to CNN the main points of the story. Two former officials. Tell you what, come out, name those people, then we'll have something to talk about.
One, we protect sources. Two, it's not just CNN. It's Washington Post, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, CNN, ABC,
yeah, but who
NBC.
are the sources?
Carl.
Who are the sources? Oh, because they're hiding behind this anonymity.
Oh,
and that's what we're seeing.
Please, do not even start with me that you're just going to attack sources.
Okay, so
that
what about?
Ridiculous.
So are you saying McMaster is lying?
I'm not saying McMaster is lying.
Well, he didn't really answer the question.
He didn't answer the question.
He said nothing inappropriate.
He said, no, that's his opinion.
That would be.
But that's his opinion.
You cannot say. You cannot attack.
Yeah.
Do not attack the stellar reporters of CNN.
Okay.
Be skeptical, says the retired Navy SEAL. Be quiet, screams the 33-year-old news anchor, clapping her hands in rage. How dare you question the authorities, in this case the news media? Quote, you cannot attack the stellar reporters of CNN, she says, as if this settles the debate. Now, a lot of cable panels have unfolded like this recently, and that is a shame because, as we noted earlier, the world is a very complicated place, Washington especially. What you think is happening often really isn't happening. Here's what we know. There are an awful lot of people in Washington who would like to remove the president from office, and they're using leaks to do so. What are their motives? In a lot of cases, those are completely unknown. A lot of what you hear and accept uncritically, you ought to question. Take the Russians, for example. Just a few years ago, the Russians were considered harmless, toothless, drunken, and anyone who suggested otherwise was considered a holdover from the Cold War. Now, the Russians are considered evil, in fact, our most dastardly enemy, and anyone who questions that is probably a tool of Vladimir Putin and therefore a traitor to our country. One current member of the House Intelligence Committee put it this way.
Why were the Russians in the White House? And I mean that seriously, Willie. They had just attacked our democracy. Their being there is exactly what we have all feared all along, is that Donald Trump would say something to them that is not really in line with U.S. policy. They are not our friends. We should share nothing more than pleasantries, certainly not national security secrets.
Well, Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy, she's a Democrat from Florida, went a step further than this. She demanded that the U.S. government stop speaking to Russia at all in any way. Quote, there's no such thing as appropriate contact with a hostile foreign government, she declared. No word on whether she applied that same standard to Barack Obama's recent deal with communist Cuba. Now, nobody is arguing here, even the Trump administration, that Russia is a close ally of ours or that the Putin government is rooting for America's success. They're probably not. But when a country goes from being an afterthought, as Russia was just recently, to the target of war drums, as it is now, and it all changes in a single election cycle, as it has, it's fair to ask what exactly is going on here. Almost certainly more than meets the eye, probably a lot more. And if you live in Washington, you know for a fact there's a lot happening behind the scenes. The press ought to be asking questions about this, but they haven't. Instead, they've attacked anyone who does. Well, not on this show.
And my question is very simple, or my response, I should say, my response. Hang on. Where'd it go?
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia. Not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back. You said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back. You said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back because...
Wait, what was that, President Obama?
Said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back.
When we were bringing up how Russia is dangerous, Democrats laughed and mocked. Now, oh, here's Russia, 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 Russia. Oh, my God.
Back because, in the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back because...
it's... I mean, people aren't stupid. They remember this. They remember this as if it was yesterday. It's amazing how the left forgets that their God mocked Romney when it was pointed out. Well, it's amazing. It's absolutely, it's speechless. And this has me speechless. And now this person has turned down the consideration, if he was ever actually being considered. But Mitch McConnell actually recommended Merrick Garland as the FBI director. And I'm stunned. He's not the only one. I think it was Senator Mike Lee also said that would be a good idea. Do you know how idiotic that sounds? I mean, you fought against them as Supreme Court Justice that you blocked, even conversations. And now you want to appoint him? What the? I swear these people are smoking a lot of shit. Oh, my God. It's amazing. It's stupefying. And McConnell isn't the only one that's done this. Are they trying to garner favors with the Democrats right now? Garland already said turned down. He doesn't want that. So we don't have to worry about that, people. That's a good thing. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit. And we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Oh. It's amazing. It really is. the state our country is in. And it's getting worse. We are I'm embarrassed about the state of our country. I really am. I'm at a loss for words. I really am. It's disgusting what I'm seeing. The media is not media. They are a attack dog of the Democrats. And I can't believe there's people actually believing in this bullshit. Everything I have believed about in this country it's not there anymore. It seems like everything that I was raised to believe in, the Democrats are against anymore. Everything that is America, they are against. They just want to push this globalism. And there's some Republicans right along with them. There is some Republicans right there. Don't let it confuse you. There is some Republicans that are jumping right in line. And they don't care about anything that's America. They only see their wallets. This a Clinton aide, Jennifer Palmieri, blasted Trump for being preoccupied with Russia. That is absolutely priceless. Because she's accusing Trump of being preoccupied with Russia, and that's all we fucking hear out of the Democrats. And what's even better, I mean, all this leaking and shit. They're screaming that Donald Trump leaked top secret information to a Russian ambassador and admitted that it's not illegal for him to do it. But in doing so, Washington Post leaked top secret information to the public by what they were saying. They gave out all the information. Does anybody see the hypocrisy in that? And it's funny, in their own story, they admit that Trump did not break any laws. But they're going to make an issue out of him having a conversation. I call the Washington Post story and the New York Times story just utter fabrications. Bullshit. Because I love it. Current and former officials. How the fuck do former officials know what was said in these meetings? And then what's best is they ran out, the media did. Because the whole thing was, he could declassify. But he gave away the location where the information came from. So now Russia knows where the leaks are coming from. And at first they kept quiet about it. And then I forget who it came out and said, Israel's the one that said all this. So you just told Russia exactly who this information came from. And Israel stepped forward and went, okay, we don't care. We don't mind that he did that. It's like, oh my God. He got permission after the fact. No, that can't be done. No. What the discussion I'm hearing was about was talking about ISIS and some of their new plans of putting bombs in a laptop and getting it on a plane to detonate. What's funny is I've known about that for a while. I don't get classified briefings. How do I know? Because it's been in the media for a while. CNN did a whole story on it. And they even said in their story how it came from different sources. It's amazing. Now, there's going to be foreign intelligence. Our allies are going to refuse to cooperate if Trump's going to be spilling the beans. Well, you know what? If you didn't make a big fuss over this bullshit, there wouldn't be no problem. Because you're pushing this bullshit, you're the one causing the problems with the foreign countries. Oh my God, it's... Oh, now, what this is all about, because mere minutes, hours after a story broke on Twitter, Washington Post came up with their bullshit, and then continued the next day into the New York Times bullshit. Monday night, during the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time news broadcast of Fox's Washington, D.C. affiliate, WTTG, correspondent Marina Maracco said, an investigation by former D.C. homicide detective Rod Wheeler found that the now deceased Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich had been emailing with WikiLeaks. Rich was killed last year in the northwest quadrant of Washington, D.C., according to local police. The incident was likely a botched robbery. However, Richard's death has been the subject of other speculation, given the timing of his death coincided with the WikiLeaks dump of the DNC emails. Wheeler explained to the reporter the obstacles he has faced in dealing with both the local police and the FBI during his investigation, and argued that Rich's computers may offer some more detail. Neither the police department nor the FBI have been forthcoming, Wheeler said. They haven't been cooperating at all. I believe that the answer to solving his death lies on that computer, which I believe is either at the police department or at the FBI. I have been told both. Wheeler went on to claim that he had a source within the police department who said the computer could link Rich to WikiLeaks. But he noted that a source within the police department told him of a highly unusual instruction for police to stand down on that murder investigation. Now, if you remember, WikiLeaks came out and said a long time ago, and I reported it. I know I discussed it, touched on it earlier, but it was reported. WikiLeaks came out and said it is not Russia. There's other sources that came out and said it's not Russia. And they all said one thing. It was a DNC insider who did not like what was going on. He saw the corruption, the rigging. So he exposed the DNC for what they were. He exposed them. It wasn't Russia. It was a DC insider. And that makes a hell of a lot more sense to me. Because also, why? If you've been hacked, and the FBI comes knocking on your door and says, we want an investigation, we're investigating to help you find who hacked your computers. I would be like, here's my computers. DNC went, nope, you can't look at them, you can't touch our computers. We will hire a private firm, and they'll tell you. I've never heard of any law enforcement agency that allows the victim to tell the investigators how to investigate. Hi, Dan. How you doing? I've never heard of the police or any law enforcement taking orders like that. No. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole Seth Richards murder. Was he just a botched robbery? Thank you, Dan. Real life is a bitch sometimes. And welcome back to you too, Dan. Great to see you back. I'm glad to see you're healthy. There's a lot saying that Rich was murdered by the DNC because he leaked that information. He was going to leak more. There's some rumblings that the FBI actually has proof and has the emails that Seth Rich was sending to WikiLeaks. But why, if you're the victim of a crime, would you not allow the law enforcement to investigate? Why would you obstruct? You know, Democrats love to use big words like that, but they don't know the meaning of these words. And the obstruction that is going on is coming from the Democrats. Why wouldn't you let the FBI look at your computers? And now this company that was looking into the hacking, well, it's a Ukrainian company, and they've already got caught falsifying records, blaming Russia for hacks. They've already got caught with that. They already knew they were going to blame Russia before they even, looked at the computers. And that's why they were picked out to investigate the computers, because they already have a hatred for Russia. But Democrats are hoping that you're too stupid to look at the facts and put two and two together. They love people who do not research their information. They love lemmings. I don't even know if you want to call them lemmings anymore. I mean, it is sheep, lemmings, it all fits. And maybe the lemmings are a little bit better because they're going off a cliff right now. All the screaming and yelling, it's whether you want to call it going down the rabbit hole, going over the cliff. Either which way, I don't see it as a good thing. Because more people I talk to, they all are saying, well, I used to vote for the best candidate, or I used to vote Democrat, but what I see going on, I can't anymore. I won't. And I'm not making predictions, but you're going to hear me laugh and giggle on November 2018 because I think the Democrats are going to suffer a big loss. They think they're going to retake the House. They're predicting they're going to take the House, and they're going to take the Senate back, and they're going to kick Donald Trump out of office. Yes, they got a little movement going. Yeah, they do. These are the same people that didn't come out and vote during the presidential race, and less people vote on the off years, and they think these people are going to go out there and vote. They're out there doing this bullshit because they're being paid to go out there and do it. They don't care about your cause, and I don't see them voting either again. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. Now I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, I'm... I love the Democrats. They're so hypocritical. Hypocrites. Trump is preoccupied with Russia. Yeah, that's because Democrats won't shut the hell up about Russia. There is no evidence, no proof, no facts, only innuendos and accusations. But they keep going to it. It's Giselle, Tom Brady's wife, is kind of saying that her husband, Tom Brady, had a concussion last year and that every year he's had a concussion. It's kind of what happens when you play those types of sports. No, Cummings is running his mouth. Surprise, surprise. It's funny, the leaks that started happening underneath Obama and the retribution that came pretty quick to silence any leaks. And now those holdovers are leaking left, right, and center. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with the Democrats not being able to accept that Trump beat Hillary. They think it was Hillary's turn. It was her turn. It was her turn. She should have been president. It was her turn. That's not how it goes. It just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Let's see, I'm pulling up some news. See what's going on. See if there's anything breaking. Tom Tillis. I believe I'm saying the last name right. He's a senator for North Carolina. Has collapsed during a some kind of race, and he has been taken to the hospital. The initial reports were they were doing CPR, but that has been shot down. He did a video and released it from the hospital that everything's fine, that he got overheated, they got fluids, and he's up walking around, and he should be back to work today. So Hillary Clinton's back in the news again, and it's... She has created a new tax-free organization. Onward Together, it's a political fundraising group, which also she won't have to reveal its donors anymore. And this will be the same dark money that she attacked and complained about in the 2016 campaign. See, that's what really makes me laugh. because they complain about it, but they are the biggest abusers of it. The group was announced on Monday by the former Secretary of State on Twitter as a way to encourage people to get involved, organize, and even run for office. The last few months I've been reflecting, spending time with family, and yes, taking walks in the woods. Oh, where's a bear when you need one? I didn't. Being a smartass with that. So before, she's kind of wanted her dead. No, it's called being a smartass. And if you can't understand the joke, sorry. Deal with it. So Hillary went on, we're launching Onward Together to encourage people to get involved, organize, and even run for office. Onward Together will encourage people. The site's mission statement says it will advance progressive values and work to build a brighter future for generations to come. Resist, insist, persist, enlist. Oh, my God. I think they got assist. Despite the more holistic approach teased in the mission statement, the site itself indicates that the primary function of the group will be to raise money. Along with the mission page, there is only an ability to donate to the group or to sign up to the email list. Should a user sign up, they are taken immediately to a donation page, as well as sent an email with link to donation page, as well as an encouragement to chip in. I guess the Clintons are hurting for money now that she can't sell access to the government. I'm saying she got approved by the IRS pretty quick. There was no targeting of that liberal group. She's a 501c4 nonprofit. It allows, underneath that, IRS designation to take in money without revealing donor names, a type of donation that has become known as dark money. She's doing exactly what she's playing against. Everybody knew she would do it. She was doing it during her campaign. Clinton Foundation has too many issues. So that one's hard to, for her to keep pushing. The hypocrisy when it comes. She campaigned nonstop that we needed a constitutional amendment to overturn the ruling and frequently said that Citizens United undermined the U.S. election system. And what is she doing? She's doing the exact same thing. We need a Supreme Court that will stand up on behalf of women's rights, on behalf of the rights of the LGBT community, that will stand up and say no to Citizens United, a decision that has undermined the election system in our country because of the way it permits dark, unaccountable money to come into the electoral system. Well, it's kind of funny because I've been hearing that from a few liberals, that they've lost their rights. They've lost their women's rights. Now, anybody that knows, my wife Stoll, she's a registered Democrat. She's not one of these nut job Democrats. So I asked her, how does it feel to lose all your women's rights? And she looked at me and said, what the hell are you talking about? I said, I keep hearing that with Trump getting elected, all you women lost all your rights. She said, news to me. I didn't get that letter. I said, okay, did you lose any rights? Again, she looked at me and, what the fuck are you talking about? You're sounding like an idiot. And I'm laughing, going, and that's what Democrats sound like. I was like, this is exactly what they're saying. And she said it's bullshit. And this is what pushes her away from politics. She finds it a joke when the rhetoric of women are losing their rights. What right have you fucking lost? Even if you want to talk about the abortion right, we're not saying, most of us at least, because I can't speak for all, are not saying we want to ban abortions outright. But it shouldn't be, every corner have an abortion clinic. It's amazing. And that's all here. You want to tell a woman what to do with her body? Well, let's see. What if that fetus is a female? You're telling it what it's going to do with its body when you kill it. You say you're doing things for children all the time, but not this child. I'm trying to remember. There's a politician, a black politician, that talked about how it's sad her mother didn't have the ability to have an abortion when she was pregnant with her. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? You're talking about when you were in your mother's wombs, and it's sad that your mother couldn't aborted you. How idiotic is that? No one's losing any rights, because guess what? If I want to go get a vasectomy, I got to get my wife's permission. It's absolutely amazing. I'm watching Fox is outnumbered, and they're going over that CNN thing where the Navy SEAL brings up that maybe these anonymous sources should speak up, and the little female, oh, so he's not allowed to have an opinion. I see how it is. I understand about anonymous sources, but it's abused nowadays, and it has me questioning any truth to anything being said. I know I'm jumping around. It's amazing, the bullshit that's going on in this country. I do think the Democrats are in trouble. The GOP's getting scared right now. No. Well, the polls, the same polls that said Hillary was going to win. The same polls, and all these people, I guarantee that the Democrats will take over the Senate and the House. Yeah, I heard Pelosi say the same thing. Same thing. Nope. I had gone over, but it's funny how New York Times outs Israel as the source of the classified intel by Trump visit. Or before Trump's visit. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to cause a separation between Israel and Trump. Because right now, there's a good, solid allegiance between Trump and Israel. And they want to cause issues with that. They want to cause as many issues as they can. It's not happening, but they're trying. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on
I have no idea what happened there. That's really weird. Sorry about that. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. It seems that I've had some technical difficulties. First day back, things couldn't go perfectly smooth. So, as I was talking about, the rampant leaks concerning President Trump continued full speed ahead on Tuesday, with the New York Times quoting a current and former American official. Current and former. The report comes... Well, it's saying it was Israel that provided classified intelligence disclosed by Trump during a White House meeting at last week with Russian officials. The report comes 6 days before Trump is due here in Israel for a visit and could potentially impact the U.S. relationship with Israel. It's amazing how the rhetoric goes. the same people that are, we got to help Israel here. Oh, my God, this could hurt Israel. It could hurt the relationship. Or the same ones that have been attacking Israel and propping up Hamas in the Palestinians, Palestine, whatever. It's amazing. And Israel officials have already come out and said, we don't care that he said something. We don't care. Thing is, he could have talked about the issue of ISIS planting bombs within laptops going on planes. And not mentioned how he came across. But again, CNN did an article on this like a month ago. That's the funny part. They're just losing their heads over every little bit, and they're screaming at the top of their lungs. That car alarm's going off. Oh, and everybody's ignoring it. When it comes to this Russia bullshit, the collusion, the American people are going, whatever. They're done. They are finished listening to this bullshit. And some of these politicians are not helping themselves. In fact, they're making it worse. It's amazing. Oh, my God. These people amaze me. And most of these people on Twitter, I don't even believe, because it's already been proven that most of these idiots are fake news. Or fake accounts, I should say. And that comes from companies that are checking out for financial stability of Twitter and finding out a lot of these accounts are just trolls. They're fake accounts. They're paid to go on Twitter and cause issues. Someone put on Twitter, and I got to agree wholeheartedly with him, it's Joel Pollock. That's at Joe Pollock. Impeachment talk has nothing to do with facts, law, or the Constitution. It is a sign of Democrat insanity and a test of the Republican will. And that's what it's going to come down to. Another one puts that it's a political coup that they're trying to overthrow the current government because they lost the elections. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we're at a very scary point in this country's time. James Wood, the real James Wood. This is a political jihad against POTUS perpetrated by Democrats who lost an unlosable election because their own candidate was so vile. And what's funny is CNN and all them scream about obstruction. Well, what about the obstruction from Hillary Clinton when she deleted over 30,000 emails from an illegal government, personal server with government documents on it? That's obstruction. Oh, and GDP coming out of one of the Atlanta Fed group, it says it's at 4% growth. Atlanta Fed raises U.S. second quarter GDP growth view above 4%. We haven't seen that in a long, long time. I'm just going through Twitter right now and just looking at some of these comments and passing them along. Where are the memos from Comey with the Loretta Lynch, Bill Clinton conversation? We didn't get any stepping down from investigation there when there was obvious conflicts of interest. See, this is where the Republicans need to stand up and go, up yours. Oh, it's coming out. Maxine Waters held $200,000 in Russian funds in 2015. But she's the one that's screaming, Russia, Russia, Russia. It's... a lot of Seth Richards and Tim Allen comments today, a lot. It's... what we are watching happening to Trump on a daily basis is why good men would never want to or consider running for office. That was from Chuck Woolery. Also, Chuck tweeted, no support from Republicans, a withering daily attack from MSM, Democrats blowing up the law, the news themselves. Trump hangs in. Trump is a fighter, and he will continue to fight on. It's... it is scary as hell, people. Our government is falling apart, and it's being torn apart because Democrats lost an election. And some people are trying to bring to light I'm going to pose a question real quick. Should any government official be impeached or in prison if there is evidence of pushing a outright lie or in a coup attempt against the president? I mean, the facts are coming out. There is no collusion between Trump. It's been for a while, but yet there's still that push of a lie. I don't know. It's scary. But it seems the swamp is striking back. Because you got like Ben Sasse. You got a couple of these Republicans. Eric Erickson. They're in their glory right now. They've already came in their pants. Oh, look at that. Trump's in trouble. Yes. Oh, yes. They sound more like Democrats. And it scares me. There was a congressman here in Florida, David Jolly. Man, I'm starting to wonder if he gave his seat up to Charlie Crist, Democrat. Because he sounded just like a fucking Democrat anymore. I'm glad he's not in office anymore as a so-called Republican. We're heading down a scary path, people. And you'll see online, they're so desperate, they are creating accounts and saying, well, we are Trump supporters, and we're sick of them, and we're not backing them anymore. They're trying to dissuade people from doing anything. It's... In this hole, they're still talking about this memo. I don't know. It's 2018 is a make or break year, whether things start to get better. I thought it would start to get better under Trump, but it seems to have got worse with the Democrats. Thought maybe they would see the light. So, with that, it's come to the end of the show, and I want to thank everybody for being here today. And I'm glad I'm back. Have a great day, everybody. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.